Started.
Hello everyone, this is Group 9. Thank you for coming today to our final presentation on Group Hub. We are so excited to show you the research study we have worked on this semester. Let's start with some brief introduction. Group Hub is a third-party food delivery app with more than 225,000 restaurants to choose across over 4,000 cities. It owns 66% market share in food delivery industry in 2016 and generated 90 million profits in 2017. By 2020, Group Hub already have 22.6 million app users. However, as new competitors evolve like Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Postmates, Group Hub lost its first place in the market. This followed by Group Hub's sales dilemma that the company only generated 18 million profit in 2019, and by 2020 now, Group Hub only owns 18% of the market share in third-party food delivery app. So in this research study, our goal is to increase Group Hub sales. To achieve that, we need to build different sales strategy for satisfied and unsatisfied consumers. At the same time, increase viewing rate of the app to remind consumer to make more orders. By doing that, we are asking the following questions. As you see, the first two questions are focusing on sales strategy to different consumers. The third one is about increasing the viewing rate. The population in our study is all Group Hub users. The dependent variable for all three questions will be the same, which is the average order number user made with 30 days. To prepare our study, we will create a rating system in our app, which will allow user to rate our service from 1 to 5. Based on the score, we will divide the user into two different groups, satisfied and not satisfied. Detailed experience procedure will discuss later. The study has total of 90 days. We will get our dependent variables value based on the average of the three time phase. Our first question is focusing on the user who are not satisfied with our service. We want to test out if any compensation treatment can lead this user to make more orders. In this question, we randomly put 100 unsatisfied users in each group. Independent variable will be the compensation treatment. There are three levels of it: no compensation, free delivery, and 10% order discount. Since the independent variable have more than two levels, we will use Tukey's test to find if there is any significant differences between each two levels.
And for research question 2, we are interested in knowing whether subscription to membership would generate a greater number of orders. So the null hypothesis in this question would be no, subscription to membership does not generate more orders. And the alternative hypothesis would be yes, subscription to membership generates more orders. Here is the hypothesis in mathematical terms. We will select 140 users without membership from the satisfied group. And within this group, 70 people will be our control group and the remaining 70 people will be the treatment group. In order to see if there exists difference between the control group and the treatment group, we will offer the treatment group with free membership, while we will not offer any incentives to the control group. Therefore, independent variable involved in this question is whether free membership offered or not, with T being offered and F being not offered. To investigate on this question, we will use one-sided two-sample t-test and compare the mean value of the treatment group with the control group in the end.
Like other food delivery applications, Group Hub also pushes notifications to the users about order status or recommended deals. So our third research question is, does increased frequency of notification increase the number of orders? For this research question, the null hypothesis is going to be no. Increased frequency of notification does not increase the number of orders. And the alternative hypothesis is yes, it does increase the number of orders. Here, we're going to use a two-sample t-test. By increased frequency of notification, the user will receive two notifications every day, one before lunchtime and one before dinner time. The notifications will include information about restaurant recommendations invitations to GroupHub Plus membership, or some recent deals. The sample of this research question will consist of 70 unsatisfied users from question number 1 and 70 satisfied users from question number 2. Only those who receive neither any compensation nor membership will be selected in order to eliminate any bias. So we have a total sample size of 140 users, and these 140 users will randomly split into two groups of 70 users. The users in control group will receive notification at the normal frequency, and those in treatment group will receive an increased number of notifications. The dependent variable is the same as the dependent variables in question number 1 and number 2, which is the number of orders. The independent variable is whether or not the user receives notification at an increased frequency on their mobile devices. Again, we will conduct 2 sample t-tests for this research question.
We perform data simulation and run our research experiment 1,000 times. First, we need to take real-life scenarios into considerations. GroupHub doesn't release summary statistics regarding the number of orders they receive from their customers. Luckily, there are reliable surveys online providing data about the distribution of those customers. This survey from Global Web Index asks how frequent do you order takeaway food via delivery and service app. 1,039 participants aged from 16 to 64 in the US took the survey. Based on this data, series of calculations with weighted average generates a decent estimation of number of orders per 30 days. The resulting mean is 11 and the standard deviation is 13. We will use those two numbers as baseline in the control group of the question 2 and 3. For question 1, our target population is unsatisfied customer of the GroupHub. They're unhappy about our service, but we are planning to bring them back. Thus, we set the mean of the number of orders to 4, less than half of the calculated mean from the survey. This is a summary table displaying test parameters used in the simulation and the expected test results. For scenario 1, in order to conclude that there is no significant increase in number of orders between the treatment group and the control group, mean and the standard deviation of the treatment group are selected relatively similar to that of the control group for each research questions. For scenario 2, since we want there to be a significant increase in the number of orders, mean and the standard deviation of the treatment group are selected far apart so that to that of the control group for each research question. This way, the simulated data will lead to the conclusion to reject null hypothesis. To conduct our study a large number of times using R, we first construct our analysis function for Tukey's HSD and 2 sample t-test to abstract the mean effect, lower and upper bound of the mean effect, and the p-value. This function then will be used in the code for repetition in order for our experiment to run 1,000 times. The results based on 1,000 simulated studies are shown in this table. Data in this table is the average of 1,000 simulated runs. As you can see, the results are quite promising. All research questions in scenario 1 failed to reject the null hypothesis, and the questions in scenario 2 all rejected the null hypothesis, and the power of the test in scenario 2 are also relatively high.
And here is the table showing the result and the recommendations for our 3 research questions. For example, for question number 1, if there is no effect, our p-value is 0.484, which is greater than 0.05. So we do not reject the null hypothesis, which is being said that there is no significant difference between any of those 3 compositions. In this case, we would recommend GroupHub sending out surveys to unsatisfied customers and find out the reason why they are not satisfied and make changes on that. However, if they do have effect, then it means that different compositions can increase order numbers. So we would recommend offering free delivery to those customers who complain about the service as a compensation when they place their next order, and so on and so forth.
As a conclusion, in this research study, our team investigated the background information on GroupHub and discovered the company's current problem based on the statistical data. To solve that problem and to achieve our goal, we designed 3 specific research questions with detailed plan and research procedure. Then we simulate the study and provide 2 different scenarios for each question and provide recommendation. We hope this study can help GroupHub solve its current problem and provide a meaningful reference for future study. And that is all for our presentation. Thank you for your participation.